A Bluebird from Aspen by Robert E. Waters for the anthology Devilish Divine. Jamala screamed and beat her fists against the steering wheel of her '95 Corolla, but that did not keep steam from rolling out of its overheated engine, or keep the car from sputtering, choking, then dying. Crying, she steered it off the road and brought it to a quiet halt in a patch of mangled weeds and torn guardrail. She hit the brakes. The car skid an extra foot before it came to a stop. The engine hissed, popped, banged, while steam engulfed the car like fog. Jamala screamed again. And kept screaming until the worries of her life bled away. Her children, her cheating husband, her stressful work, her stupid fucking car that she had intended to replace over and over, but had never gotten around to doing. Now here she was, stranded somewhere off Route 24, in a cool dead of night on her way to Aspen, with only a smattering of traffic. She was stuck. She was alone. My phone! She fished it out of her pocket, opened her car door, and climbed out. She tapped numbers on the cell as she moved carefully through the engine's steam and around to the passenger side, a safer place to be with 18-wheelers blaring past, with no regard or desire to stop and offer help. She tapped numbers as she leaned against the car and put the phone to her ear. She waited, nothing. She checked the number again. The number was fine, but no bars, no reception whatsoever. Dead, just like her car. Jamala slid down the passenger door, crying all the way. Why hadn't she just stuck to routine? Take I-70 to Glenwood Springs and then take 82 all the way home. That was the preferred route back to Aspen from Denver, since it offered more opportunity to stop and get help if something like this happened. But not tonight. Tonight she decided to take 24 to 82. Why? Tired, exhausted, not thinking clearly, wanting to get home faster, wanting to get home to her kids and her husband, despite all their personal problems. Stupid. Jamala calmed and tried the phone again. For a moment it seemed to work. Her spirits rose. Then the bar blinked out. She whimpered, wiped a tear from her face, and said, "Damn, what am I going to do now?" The car pulled up behind her. A compact with high beams close. An American model of some kind with a low profile. It stopped, bathed Jamala in bright white light. She stood, wiped her face again, turned toward the light, smiled, waved, and shouted, "Hello, can you help me?" There was no indication that the person behind the wheel heard her. Jamala waited a long minute, wondering what was going on. Then the lights dimmed, and an old lady stumbled out. She was short, squat. It was difficult to see what she looked like in the blinding beams. She was a more dark silhouette than a real person. Then she moved to the front of the car and stepped into the light. "Do you need help, honey?" Her voice was high, sweet. Her hair was long and mostly gray. She wore a dress, though Jamala could not tell whether it was a polka dot or covered with small red flowers. She wore white tennis shoes. Her skin was dark, not black, Hispanic perhaps, Native American, slightly overweight. Her face was pleasant, with puffy bags below the eyes. Her cheeks were round. Her smile was soft. Jamala walked forward. "Yes, my engine overheated, looks like." She waved her phone. Can't get a signal on my phone. "Do you have a phone?" The old lady shook her head and smiled. "No, that's devil stuff. I don't touch it. All that new technology burns the humanity right out of you." Jamala nodded. "Yes, well, I need one that works so I can call AAA for a tow." She hugged herself for warmth. "I don't suppose you know anything about engine cars or car engines?" The old lady laughed. "Even less. But my home is not far away, just a few miles. I'm going there now." She motioned to her car. "I'd be happy to take you. Your phone would probably work there. And if not, I have a phone on the wall. One with a cord. But it still works, I think." "Get in a car with a stranger?" Jamala balked. "I don't know. I promise. You are safe with me, honey." Her eyes were dark, almost charcoal black, but endearing, soulful. Her smile was perfect. "All I have is a contrary cat named Benny. After Benny Goodman? I love that man's playing. Anywho, he might hiss at you, but otherwise he's harmless. You can make your call, and I'll bring you back here. Shoot. You could walk back if you prefer. I'm that close.